AI isn't the future anymore, it's the present. And the fastest growing companies in 2025 will be the ones that know how to use it to increase revenue, save time, and dominate their industry. The question is, will you adapt or get left behind? Today, me and Kwanda is going to be talking about some really interesting things when it comes to AI. Actually, I'm just going to throw to her so that she can kick us off.
Super excited to be here. Let us know in the chat where you're watching in from. If you're watching the replay, welcome in, welcome in. I am Quanda Renee, and we're talking about one of my favorite things to talk about, AI. I'm an AI geek, nerd, architect, strategist, whatever you want to call me. Your girl just loves AI, and I'm super excited that people are finally jumping on board and starting to get a better understanding it. And then, of course, you got us that we come live every week Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern, to give you a better understanding of how you can use it for your business and how you can make money, monetize this thing. So, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Let us know in the chat if you're watching, where you're watching us from. Let us know if you have any AI questions today, because we are digging deep. We're going to talk about some amazing things that hit the news when it comes to AI.
That's the part that I'm waiting for. I'm like, honey, we got to jump right in.
We do. So, are we kicking off with that?
Yeah, girl.
Okay, well, let's kick off with that. Let me see if I can put this on my screen.
Do I have
Um,
to do it?
oh,
I have
you
to
might.
ask the
Oh,
stage?
there we go.
Yeah, okay.
So if you look at this headline, it basically says an AI artist signed a multi-million-dollar record deal. What does that mean? You mean to tell me the music industry, where it used to be really, really hard to get in there, you had to know somebody that knows somebody, know somebody, you had to be giving these DJs money just to get your stuff played on the radio. Now it's easier than ever to get into the music industry. And not only that, you could pretend to be somebody else. You could get AI to create this image like you see on the screen. You could get AI to create the sound, the look, everything. Listen, ChatGPT can literally be your artist development coach, and you can possibly make millions of dollars. What are you thinking about that, Star? What's your take on this? What's your thoughts?
One, I am so impressed. Two, I love every bit of this, right? Now, I grew up in the well, we grew up in the 90s actually, right? And I remember back in our day to get discovered, like it was not easy. Like Tony Braxton, she was pumping gas at a gas station. Faith, I think, was at some diner. You also had to be super young just to get in. Like Aaliyah was 15 years old. Destiny's Child was 15 years old, just so that you can break into the industry. By the time you hit like 22, you was old, dusted, and they didn't want to work with you anymore, right? But here we are today, where this person is a trailblazer. You don't even need to know how to sing anymore. That, like, you used to have to be a triple threat to get in. You used to have to know how to sing, dance, and act. And here we go with this person who's just prompting away, getting how many downloads? You know this story better than me, but I am just impressed and I love it. I know that there are people who are probably mad about it because they had to work so hard just to get to where they are now. But to me, I mean, her fingers and her thumbs was working real hard. Like she had to be really creative just to come up with something like this. And I think it's amazing and it's a great test of where we are headed when it comes to AI and how easy it is for anyone to break into any industry utilizing AI.
Absolutely. And yes, you're right. A lot of the artists are mad. She is getting some backlash about this, but it's the way of the now. Like you said, it's not the future, it is the now. So I think the artists right now have a jaded perspective. They're looking at it as somebody new's coming in and getting ready to take my money, or who didn't have to work. But it's not just you putting in a simple prompt. If you want a good AI song, you're going to have to know how to prompt the right way. You're going to have to know like some of the fundamentals when it comes to music, different things that you come to music. And I'll just say this. I was playing around with this over last weekend or the weekend, and it's really not that hard to do at all. Like I created my own little workflow, and within like 2 hours, I made my own album. Like it doesn't take all of that. Now I don't know if it's going to be on the billboards. I don't know anything about that, but it's showing us the possibilities when it comes to this AI stuff. And right now, there aren't a lot of laws in place when it comes to music, when it comes to AI. I'm sure after all of this, it is going to come. there are going to be some laws. I will say this: the tool that I was using, and I think this person was using too, is called SUNO AI. One thing about SUNO AI that I will say is it does not allow you to put any artist names. So there's no like, oh, I can just type in, I want her to sound like Nicki Minaj. I want her to sound like Cardi B. There's none of that. You cannot type, it filters it out. You cannot type any artist. So, but there are so many people using this AI tool, which we kind of getting into right now is the AI tool today. Suno AI. You can go in there, you can generate lyrics, you can generate songs, you can generate instrumentals. Another good way to use this AI tool is if you are somebody and you like to have background music, podcast music, you want to create lo-fi channels on YouTube. People are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month with these lo-fi channels on music. There's no talking, it's just the sound. It's just a little like easy to make, easy to make. You want to come in, Star, and say anything about this?
Yeah, again, I'm just loving this, right? And I'm happy that we're talking about this tool because I remember putting out a post for my audience where I was talking about, if you hate the way that you sound. But today you don't have to worry about that because there are so many tools that can shift the way that you sound. It don't even have to be you talking anymore. And people don't even care because they're loving it anyway. It kind of reminds me of auto tunes. Like you had brought that up earlier this week when we were talking about this. When auto tunes hit the chart, people were they were mad about it. They were just like, oh, this is cheating, right? And we're over here working really hard on our vocals, and then you could just come out with this auto tunes and that's it. But to this day, auto tunes is still very popular, right? And so what I feel like this does is Suno AI, as well as any other type of AI tool that allows you to put out these types of voices, is it actually just cuts the excuse. There are many people who aren't creating content. There are many people who aren't showing up because they don't like the way they sound. They don't like the way they look. But all of that now is being diminished because AI is making it so much easier for you. Like even I know we're not going into HeyGen today, but even a HeyGen could be something that can be used for voiceovers, even just showing your images, right? So I just feel like now people have to find a different excuse as to why they're not showing up, especially if God has called them to show up. Like there are some people who are going to probably catch the replay. None of y'all who are watching right now, but the people who are going to catch the replay where God has called you to be on stages, He has called you to speak on a podcast, and you keep coming up with the excuse, I don't like the way I sound. My voice sounds like there's a frog in it. But there are so many tools out there now that can actually help you to be able to reach people. And what I love so much about this lady's story is that that's what she's doing. She's blessing so many people with her music. She didn't wait for the record deal. The record deal came to her. She didn't wait to be recognized. She created a table. I would love to meet this young lady. Maybe she don't know how to sing from a hole in the wall. Okay? Maybe she sucks at writing lyrics, but all of that has been eliminated all because this tool has aided her. And so when we talk about, some Christians think that AI is the devil, it's not. It is creating jobs. It's creating millions, and it's creating wealth. Like God said, I give you the power to get wealth. That's Deuteronomy 8:18. And that lady, the power for her was in AI. So, like, it really just shows the title of this YouTube episode, the fastest growing companies in 2025, they all have AI in common. And
Yes.
it's like, at what point are you going to introduce it to your business, to your creativity, whatever it is, so that you can also become a fastest growing? Now, we don't know how long it took her to get to where she is now, but I just say she's a trailblazer, and I love it.
Absolutely. She definitely disrupted the music industry, and she made, like, she might get the punches right now, but she's going to make it easier for the next AI artist. And I think we have to think about too, when they used to do albums back in the day, some of them, it took them years to come up with these sounds, come up with these songs, and it just took too long. This cuts the time. If I'm telling you, I created 12 songs within 2 hours, and the only reason why it took me 2 hours is because there's songs that I didn't like. I was telling Star, I was like, oh, this is not going to make the cut. This is not going to make the cut. But it's saving you time. It's also helping, like you said, create jobs. It's also creating new type of jobs, new things. Like maybe, one of the well-known writers used to be back in the day, Diane Warren. She wrote like Unbreak My Heart and Celine Dion's Power of Love and things like that. Now, maybe you'll never get the opportunity to work with a Diane Warren, but now you use a Chat GPT or a Claude or something like that, and it can make the next viral love song or something like that. So it's just like you never know where it's going to take you. And all of these musicians and different artists and people that do the engineering, it's just going to make their job easier. You're still going to need a person to put this stuff together. So we're not eliminating people. It's just now you're going to need to be able to understand how to prompt. And I believe that's going to open the door for more prompt engineers. It might be called musical prompt engineers. I don't know, but I just think that whenever there's something new, whenever you're a trailblazer, you're always going to be the one that everybody looks at like it's crazy. It's not going to make it any sense. So you always get that in the beginning, but in about 5 years from now, that would be our norm.
Oh, come on now. Even the way you said it when you dropped the mic, 5 years from now, that'll be our norm. That's it. And this will be the way. And it's the same thing when social media came out back in 2010. Well, I shouldn't say social media, I should say Instagram, because social media came out before that. But in that era, early 2000s, when social media came out, and back then, people could not imagine or fathom that there would be social media marketeers, social media managers, social media influencers, that they would have full departments just taking care of social media, building out social media, having to do IT for it, right? Like they had no idea there was going to be big brands like Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. Like there's no idea. And the thing is, I love when people decide I'm just going to move forward anyway, right? Like we got to where we are now because someone envisioned it.
Yeah.
And you can be the person who's a trailblazer right now and re-envision what do you want this to look like, right? Like if you recognize it that teaching AI is oversaturated, how can you plug yourself in with AI where you become the trailblazer? You're the one who's leading the charge and people are following behind you. And honestly, like you don't even have to think too hard. Just do what me and Quanda did. I followed Quanda. Quanda went to God and said, "What is that multi-million-dollar AI idea?" She told me that cheat code, and I said, okay, I'm going to pray that prayer too. And let me tell you, God does answer. We both have like very unique ideas, different, but great for our personality, but still heading us in a direction that we decide to. And now it's our job to move forward with it, right? So you don't have to get stuck right now. Some people I feel like are getting stuck because in your mind, you're thinking you're not creative enough. You're thinking, well, if she's already doing it, then I don't want to feel like I'm copying her, right? Like, but you never know. God may release you to launch something similar to what she did. Maybe you don't have an AI artist. Maybe you have an artist who's just always reading stories to people. Like you just never reading bedtime stories to people. You just never know what people are in need of. All you have to do is ask God, where can I fit in? How can I solve the problem with AI? And then before we went on our break for the summertime, Quanda was telling everybody, now is your time to learn AI. I hope that y'all put away an hour or two a day so you can actually learn how to use these tools because now is the time. It's takeoff time. Once you
Absolutely.
start hearing stuff like this in the headlines, you know that there's more to come.
Absolutely. And some of the things that we talked about months ago, they're about to be irrelevant. It's moving so fast. It's such a boom. We are in, I don't know, this new era. It's such a boom. It's such a boom. And you want to be able to keep up. I was just pulling up another article from July, and it says an AI generated band got 1 million plays on Spotify. So technically, there have been people creating these
Mhm.
avatars, these bands, and all of that stuff, and they've already been hitting numbers. And the record labels and these companies, they're looking at that. They may not be saying anything publicly, but behind the scenes, they're seeing, okay, this is getting us numbers and making us money. How can we get involved in this? So you're going to see more deals, more contracts, more unique ways of people getting out music and art. And it doesn't have, like you said, it doesn't have to be like the way she did it.
Mhm.
It can be different things. We need music for different things. It could be you create podcast intros and sounds for people using AI, because there's people like us who don't got time to go and figure out what we want for our intro, what we want for our outro, but we'll pay somebody to create something for us. You have to start thinking with a unique mindset. Start thinking from a unique selling proposition, and just dominating and owning where you are. And the business owners are on here watching us, maybe music is not your thing, but think about your client, think about your customer, think about the person in which you serve. How can you get something done, created for them that makes their life easier, get things done faster, cuts time? People like to save time. And if they me and listen, if I could find somebody who's just like me and I could duplicate myself and they can go out and get all the work done, listen, you're hired. You're hired.
That's so good. I was raising my hand because I'm like, I got two things to share. So the first thing is today I was doing some work, right? And I had like four tabs open, more than four, but for the most part, four tabs open. And when I looked at what I had open, they were all AI tools. I had Gamma open that was creating a presentation for me. I had ChatGPT that was spitting out what the presentation should be. I had 11 Labs open just so that I can create the voiceover. And I think I had Stan Lee open, probably just because I had it open, right? But at the same time, in 1 hour, I'm like producing all these things for two different clients, mind you. One client I had it in Gamma and Chat open for. Another client I had 11 Labs open for. And I think for Stanley, it was open for me. And here I am. I stopped and I looked and I was like, you are really doing this. But I'm not even a multitasker. That's the thing. But I am someone who can work efficiently, and AI has really allowed me to do that. I can work on two client projects at the same time because I have AI. I no longer have to sit there and try to figure out how do I do this? What should I put here? No, no, it's just chat. This is what I need. Copy and paste it into here. Okay, 11 Labs. This is what I need. Copy and paste it into there. And girl, I was like on a roll. I got all of that stuff done. That by the time it was time for me to take lunch, I was like, I feel like I didn't get a lot of work done. And when I thought about what I did, I was like, no, I actually did everything I said I was going to do today. Right. Okay. So that was one thing. Next thing, you had asked a question. You said, what is it that you can do? Like, what service could you perform for your clients that can make things a lot easier for them? Right. So one of my clients, we actually manage their social media. We do the marketing for their social media, and we do utilize AI tools to create the content, right? Like we do shooting as well. And eventually we'll probably move away from shooting and focus heavily on the AI. But there are certain things like, okay, for some of you, you probably don't know this, but working in television or just doing shooting videos, right? You may shoot certain things and then forget to shoot other things, right? Or you'll record certain lines and forget to record other lines. Or you're putting things together in edit and you're like, man, I wish I would have said this. That used to be me last year with my former editor. He'll be like, can we have a line that says this? Then I'd have to stop what I'm doing, go to the back of my house where it's quiet, record the line for him, and then send it to him, right? But the line, the voice always sounded different. Today, I did not have that issue. We had shot one of the people that we were shooting, and I needed him to say one particular line. And all I had to do was take his voice that we already recorded, him speaking, dropped it into 11 Labs, and I wrote the one line, and it spit it out in 2 seconds. And I said, this has changed my life. It has
Yeah.
changed my life. Which let me also caution everyone too, for those of you who are in production and you are shooting, your media releases now needs to include AI, right? So like when we're getting people to sign the media releases, we actually have to tell them that we're going to use this to multiply or manipulate your voice, your image and whatnot through AI. Because again, he didn't say that line, but I had to take his voice, drop it into 11 Labs, write the line so that it could say it, and it sounded so good. Actually, the video just launched. I should really see if it's performing well. But it's a game changer for sure.
I love that. And it goes back to that saving time. It's almost like if you can copy and paste, you can be successful in AI. You know what I'm saying? As long as you tell in chat or whatever your platform you're using what to do and how to do it, you're giving it as much details as possible and you get that right thing, you can copy and paste it. I just pulled up another article and it said that 78% of global companies are using AI in their daily operations. That's huge. That's really really big, and it kind of also brings to note too. I've seen people that saying they got rid of certain employees or certain things because they found an AI tool that replaced the person. Now, listen, you can't replace everybody, but certain mundane typical things, you can find a tool that'll do it for you as long as it's programmed right, as long as it's has the right understanding of what to do. You can literally cut back on some of these costs if you're somebody you've been spending a lot. I had a team of 6 that used to cost me some money every month. You know what I'm saying? Back then, if I had some of these tools, it probably wouldn't have been 6 people. It probably would have been about 3 of us. But like those AI tools that are out now, there's so many. They're saving you time. They're saving you money. They're saving you, just it's just saving you, y'all.
It's saving you.
It's
That's
just
that
saving.
part. It's saving you time. It's saving you your job. Because those people who got fired, I'm pretty sure they're mad that they got fired. And they're probably blaming AI. But the reality is, you were the one who chose to sit in that role and not grow. Because you
Yeah,
know who will never get fired? The CEO.
right.
Because you're always going to need a brains to be able to run the business, right? So that's for me. I learned from a young age, do not sit in one position. I need to. I also have a personality where I like to tell people what to do. Hence me being a TV producer. I'm so serious. But I'll see people where they're like, I don't want to be a manager. I don't want to do this. I'm like, why are you struggling? I'm not about to sit here at this level where people are telling me what to do and I'm getting paid less than them and I know more than them. I'd rather be CEO. So yeah, but that's just so powerful.
Yeah, I was to speak to that CEO part. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, sometimes I've had seasons where business seems slow, and I'm like, man, do I have to go get a 9 to 5? And then I think about it, I'm not. Nobody gonna be telling me what to do.
Girl, I thought the same thing. I was watching Apostle Tommy. So some of you may not know him, but he's an apostle. And he's over the church Rig Nation, right? And he has like this command your morning every morning, Monday through Friday. This girl gets on and she used to have her own daycare or something like that. And God told her to shut down her daycare. And she's just like, Lord, what am I going to do for money? I don't know what to do, whatever. But she ends up getting hired at Rig Nation, like running their child center or something like that, right? And I thought to myself, I wonder if God would tell me to shut down my business and then I get hired as like an executive producer someplace. And then I was like, nah, that is not happening. I am so accustomed to calling the shots and doing my own thing, coming in when I want, doing what I want, sleeping when I want, making money when I want. I
Right.
said, that is probably not going to happen. And if it does, it'll be for a season. And while I'm there, I will be building up some type of business because I just have that entrepreneurial spirit, even though, it can get frustrating. I just know like being in a 9 to 5 isn't secure. That's just how I feel. It's just not secure.
Yeah, and then how me and you were living this summer, taking breaks, relaxing, like
Honey,
that. No 9 to 5
no.
would have been for that. And let me just put this out there: I'm not telling anybody to quit your job. This is just our experience and how where God has us. So I'm not telling anybody, even if you're working a 9 to 5, you should still be learning AI in some capacity, so that if a new role ever comes up, you're like, oh, I know about ChatGPT. I know how to make GPTs. I know how to do this and I know how to do that. And you'll be more, your resume will be highlighted. You'll be more looked at than some of the other people because it's easier to hire from within than to get somebody else. So learning these tools, learning these strategies, we come on every week and we're dropping some big ones. I hope y'all not just watching just for inspiration. I hope you're watching to take action. We are in the season now to take action. It is a new year for some of us on God's calendar. In the Hebrew New Year, we are 5786, new beginnings, new year, divine connections, divine opportunities. So be in position because you never know who's watching you. You never know how God is going to open the door. I tell this story all the time of this guy. He literally had a web series here on YouTube. And he said only like 6 or 9 people will watch it. One, he said most of them was his mother. One happened to be Oprah. That literally opened the door for him to work for Oprah. It, it listen, it doesn't take much. As long as you're operating and doing what you're supposed to do and you're showing up, God can open the door anywhere. You never know who's watching.
Let me tell you, I'm gonna attest to that. So the other day I was like, oh, I haven't updated my Instagram or my TikTok to reflect that I teach AI, right? And then I updated it. And I don't even know how long it took. But last week someone hit me up and was like, hey, would love to have you come in as a speaker at my brunch. And she was like, we were looking for someone who, covers AI marketing and whatnot. And I was like, I just updated that.
See?
You never know who's watching, what people are searching, what they're looking for. And I didn't put two and two together until maybe like a couple of days ago when I realized I just changed my bio. And I only changed it honestly because you changed yours, Quanda. And I was like, yeah, she changed hers. I should change mine too. So my LinkedIn had been updated for the longest. I just didn't update my Instagram and bam, got booked for a speaking gig. All
Wow.
because of that. So you never know who's watching. You never know who's searching for you. The other thing is, I was sharing this with someone. This has nothing to do with AI, but everything to do with how God leads us, right? So I went to a networking event that Netflix was hosting yesterday. I feel like I'm name dropping. But anyway,
Okay, we're here for the Netflix.
part. So they were hosting an event yesterday, and I met this lady, and she was telling me how she wants to start this nonprofit and the reason why she wants to start it and who it's for. And I said to her, if you have a strong desire to start it right now in this season, it's because the people who are waiting for it, they've been asking for it and praying for it. And she was just looking at me in awe. And I had to explain to her, for me, when I was a TV producer, right? I worked in television for over a decade, but January 2020, God called me to quit my job. And I quit my job. And for that entire year, I cried every day because it was not easy. It was hard. I was going through some stuff. Like God was healing me, cleaning me out, and training me at the same time. And I remember asking God, why am I going through this? This is so hard. And God said, because the people asked for a leader. And I
Jesus.
looked at God like, what people? What are you talking about? And that was his only response every time. I'm like, why am I going through this? I want to give up. I want to quit. He said, the people asked for a leader. 2021, he releases me to start teaching Bible study. So I start teaching Bible study, and guess what happens? The people start coming in, and they're like, "Oh my goodness, Star, I've been waiting for a leader like you all my life. You just weren't born yet. I needed you." And I was like, "You're the reason why I had to quit my job." I didn't know them, but they came 1 year later. So whenever God is placing something on your heart and he's telling you to do it right now, it is because people are praying that they need this thing. And God said, I'm sending my good servant, this person. Like we start going through the trials, it hurts, it sucks, it's whack.
Yeah,
Right? But someone is literally praying, I need this. And God trusts you enough to heal you, to train you up, and to send you out. So where some of you are having a adverse reaction, or you are what's the right word, you have contention against I would press in. I would release that to God. Lord, I know that everyone's talking about AI, everyone's doing it, but I don't want to do what everyone's doing. Show me what I should be doing. And he will give you the idea so that you can position yourself in AI, because the people need you. Something else that you were talking about that I'm probably going to be a little ignorant right now, but it's okay. Y'all forgive me. Right. But we don't talk about this enough. We're talking about like leveraging AI, right? But it's super important that we, these people, are leveraging AI, because like who's dominating creating social media platforms? You don't see any of us doing it. And anyone who does, you don't really hear about it, right? You hear everyone else, not everyone else, but that's who you hear. And so now is the time to get in with AI so that our faces will plaster the New York Times, that our faces will plaster the internet, and being known as a trailblazer who created this. That's all.
absolutely. Yeah, and to add to that, the more we connect with AI, the more we do input our inputs, it'll curve some of those biases that were made about us. It was programmed by, right? And so these biases, I
Mhm.
remember when you would first try to create an image in Chat GPT and you'd be like, I want a black woman. She's gonna have nappy hair, she's gonna have big lips, and she's gonna be busty. Why do you think that is? Somebody behind the scenes program that. So the more we interact with these tools, the more we could shape it to be like, no, we're not just one shade of brown, we're many shades. You know what I'm saying? We all don't have big lips. You know what I'm saying? We're all not busty. Like just giving it more of options, more variety. So I think we as women, and definitely we as people of color definitely should be interacting with these tools, should be leading with these tools, should be architects of these tools and things like that. And something you said when you were talking about when God was making you or birthing you into a leader, it made me think about fishing. My dad used to take me fishing when I was a kid. And after you catch the fish, if you want to eat that fish, you have to clean it. And when you clean it, it's a nasty process of scaling all of those scales off, getting all the scales. And then you got to cut it open and start gutting it. And that's all I can see as you were saying that. It just reminded me of my childhood. Like we are becoming leaders, we go through those hard seasons because we're gonna have to have the thick skin. We're gonna have to be tough. We're leading people, right? We're leading, so we have to. And leaders lead from the front. We have to lead from the front. We don't lead from the back. We lead from the front. People are following after us. Our voice carries weight. right? And so we're gonna have to go through those processes. It may not feel good, right? You may go through a season where it's like a famine, a drought, and you're like, man, I left this to come here. Like one of my friends, one of my really, really good friends, she used to be a porn star and now she's a preacher. When she was a porn star, she was making so much money, 30, $40,000 a month. She was making a lot of money, right? She would see millions of dollars all the time when she would go hang out with some of these celebrities. And then she left that lifestyle and dried out. And she like, God, I left all of that. And now I come into your kingdom and I ain't got no money. But God was showing her how to build wealth and not have to sell her soul or sell her body to get that. Sorry, we
Did
were.
she tell? Did she write her story? Is the name of
Oh
her
yeah,
book
her book. She
Porn
has a
Star to
book. She has a
Preacher?
play. Her book is called From Porn to Pulpit. Her she's on Amazon, From Porn to Pulpit. Yes,
I
yes.
need to be her friend because people like that, yes, honey, yes. I love stuff like that. Like that's amazing. Oh well, now that there's AI, she should totally create like a cartoon. Maybe cartoon. Yeah, I guess she could do like a cartoon series or something about her story. But that's dope. I love how God be doing that. You just minding your old business, making your millions, and God's like, "All right, it's time for you to come down off that pole. I need you to go on the pulpit." And you like, "Who's pulpit?" Ain't
Yeah,
going
she
up
has a very unique story. In fact, she was introduced to that lifestyle while in the church. She has a very unique story. Yeah, her choir director introduced her to that lifestyle. Yeah, so yeah,
I need to read the. Well, I want to watch it. I want to watch
yeah.
it. That's what I want to do. Well, okay, that's not what this is
I
about. I'm
think
like
she's gonna try to get her play to New
New
York
York.
because how she found Christ was in Queens, I believe.
I love it.
And sorry, y'all, we're getting off, but let me just tell this little quick story. So she met with somebody. This is back in the MySpace days. She was meeting with somebody who's like, "Oh, if you come up here, I'm gonna take you out. We're gonna do this and this." She was in California. He flies her to New York. They're going out, they're hanging out, and then all of a sudden, something on the inside of him shifts. And so he starts beating her. He starts hitting her. He locks her up in a basement and starts abusing her, then left her for days in the basement. Her prayer to God was, if you get me out of this, I'm going to serve you for the rest of my life.
Mm.
Shortly after that, some man comes and he's looking for the other guy. He opens the door. She runs out. That was her exit.
Oh, I got chills. That's devastating.
Right.
Oh my goodness. She probably was happy to leave after that.
Oh, absolutely. He should have killed her the way it was going. That's what he wanted to do.
People are so wicked, but thank God she lived to share the story.
Yeah,
See how the enemy be trying to silence you before you can even get started? Don't get us
exactly.
preaching up in here, okay? Speaking of preaching and AI, now could you imagine if there's like AI pastors and they have whole ministries like leading from the pulpit, like literally full sermons? Could you imagine that?
I could see that being more so the virtual worlds. Like
Mm,
in those virtual worlds where they build out the roadblocks, where they build out the
mhm.
twitches and all of that type of stuff and the metaverses. I could see that being a thing, but I'm sure somebody's thinking about it right now.
Of
I'm sure.
course, someone's probably already typing into I want to create sermons. It's probably not even a Christian too. I want to create sermons
Exactly.
because
Exactly.
have you ever heard of this religion called, y'all, I'm about to butcher it, but I'm probably gonna end up Googling it. It was like something spaghetti monster, like
Mhm.
flying spaghetti monster or something like that. But
No.
it's created by, okay, you already know who's created by. Really privileged person.
Yeah.
So it's created by a really privileged person who don't believe in religion and was just like anyone could come up with their own religion and people will serve it. And that's what he did. And the thing is, though, he told people this isn't real, but people go to that church and they tithe, and he makes a lot of money from it. And he
Wow.
tells people it's not real, but it is people's religion. I
Yeah.
heard about it when I was down in Georgia, actually hanging out with my cousins, and my cousin brought it up, and I was like, "What?" I have to Google it. You
Yeah.
said something else, but I gotta look it up because
I
I was just like, "What?"
That's very, very interesting. But it also shows that people want to be led. I think we live in a generation where we have more followers than leaders. And that's why we come on here to remind you there's a leader residing on the inside of you. So embrace that leader, whatever your industry. You may not do music, you may do something else. Maybe you could create something that's going to transform customer service because Lord knows we need it.
This is the flying spaghetti monster. Can y'all see it? Do I need to make it bigger?
Make it a little bigger.
Let me see how I can do that. Okay, there we go.
Oh
Can you
yeah.
see better now?
Perfect.
Okay, right. So it says the Church of Flying Spaghetti Monster, or Pastafarianism, I'm so done, is a satirical new religious movement founded by Bobby Henderson in 2005 to protest the teaching of intelligent design in public schools, right? He has lots of people who are following this church. Let me see if I can find.
Wow.
Oh, here it is.
That's
That's
crazy.
that's their God. So
Wow.
y'all over here talk about AI is the devil, and okay, this person has trust Jesus. 'Cause I'm about to say what the, but he's really out here doing this, and there are people who are serving him
Wow.
up there. Anyway, it popped in my head, so I had to ask.
That's so interesting. I've never heard of that ever. That is so interesting. Wow. Yeah, but I think what people have to realize, especially Christians, is like we think everything is the devil until it's already surpassed, and now we want to jump on board. They thought TV was the devil. They thought the music was the devil. They thought the movies were the devil. And it's just like if there are ways to get the gospel out faster, witness to other people, we should embrace that.
Mhm,
Yes, AI could be used for good and for evil. So why not feed it good so it knows that there are good things that people want to do? Going back to that artist, what I like about her from what I saw on her social media is none of her music was vulgar. All her music was uplifting, was challenging you to be a better person. And I think that's why so many people liked it, because it was challenging them to be better. You don't always have to create music that's going to degrade us as a
mhm,
people,
mhm.
degrade us as women, calling us out of our names. Like those things right there are dominating in the industry, but there's a people that don't want to hear all of that. There's a people like I stopped listening to R&B probably 2009, 2010.
Mhm, mhm,
Anything after that, I don't know any of these songs. But before that, when it used to be about love, when it used to be about relationships and heartbreaks, I'm still listening to songs from the 90s because that after that, it just got too much for me. So I'm very cautious. So why not put some things out there that's going to uplift? We know that the entertainment industry is where a lot of poor people spend their money. They'll spend a lot of money in that industry, right? So why not get things in front of them? Why not send out positive messages in front of them, maybe to help them get up and come out? Because just because they're in poverty don't mean they're not spending money. Because these celebrities, these artists, they are multi-million dollar net worths. You know what I'm saying? And it's all because somebody, a little man, built them up, kept buying their album. They will sacrifice for the different things that they want.
It's so good. And a lot of those artists, especially when we were growing up, they were just pretending. They tell you like this is just an image that I created. Like I don't really live this life, except for maybe 50 Cent. But other than that, like,
But
they
even
were
in his book, The 50th Law, he talked about how the industry was kind of fake. And the reason why he went after Ja Rule,
Ja
because he
Rule.
wanted to take
Yes.
somebody down. And so a
Yes.
lot of that stuff that he made up was fake beef,
Mhm.
but he played along with the part. He read the book, The
48 laws of
48 Laws of Power.
power. Mhm.
And once he got that in his mind, he's like, okay, well, I'm going to pick on this guy. He's the one dominating right now. And I'm going to call him out. I'm going to make him feel like he's not this. And that was his way to
Mhm.
trouble us. I think, in my opinion, love you, 50. He's one of the best marketers out here. He may not have the title of a marketer, but he understands.
Mhm.
He understands the game. He understands psychology. He understands what's going to get people. That's why they call him the troll on Instagram,
Mhm.
because he'll literally start talking about different people. He can change the narrative just like this. He has that much influence.
I think we should vote for him for president. I'm just saying, like that's what Trump did. That's literally what Trump did. Like that's how he shows up as a troll. He attacks people. He makes fun of people, but people love it. I think 50 should be president.
We love trolls, I guess. America
Clearly,
loves trolls.
but you know what it is? I learned this. I don't remember who said this, but people don't vote for the most viable person. They vote for who they know the most. Right. So
That makes
when it
sense.
comes to politics, there's a lot of people who aren't winning because they're just not popular.
Yeah.
But if you become popular, you have to learn how to play the game. Now, becoming popular, you don't always have to be controversial. You can do other things like Oprah, right? But controversy is one way to get there pretty quickly. So yeah, I think we should vote for
I
50.
think that makes sense too with social media and like the influencers and things like that. Like,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
when I was learning, how to grow on social media, I mean, I learned from different people. But when I was in Myron's program, Dan Henry came to. Do you know who Dan Henry is?
mm,
He's really good, but he has like hundreds of thousands of followers, makes 8 figures, probably 9 figures now in his business. Like he makes money. But he talked about if you really want to blow up on social media, you need to be polarizing. You need to put out content that like polarizes everyone else. And he does that. I remember one time he had one video where he was like, in business, there's no room for emotions. And he was pretty much talking about like kill your emotions. And people were just like, is he crazy? Da, 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 and like all these comments. And I'm like, well, you're proving his point. I'm
yeah,
looking at I don't know how many of you are in New York City, but I live in New York City and we're getting ready to vote for mayor. And our current mayor right now, the stuff that he's posting on his social media page is disgusting. I mean, disgusting. The stuff that he's posting about his opponents, but
he knows
his
he's
content is constantly trending. Viral according to Meta, right? What is considered viral content is anything over 200 comments. Once it hits 200 comments, they start pushing it out even more. So it doesn't matter what they're writing because like all the comments are bad, but all his posts is like it's when I say like it's shots fired. He's trolling. That's really what he's doing to his opponents. But the fact that he's getting over 200 comments of people saying like you suck, this is whack, da 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 da, those are considered viral posts. And
yeah.
so he's just gonna keep blowing up. But that's the type of content that people are into. Now I'm not saying you got to feed into it. I'm just saying that that's what people are into.
Yeah, that leads us to another point too. It's just like if and Star just dropped this gem. If you want to go viral, get at least 200 comments. So create content that's going to get people to comment and that'll help shift you. I remember back in the day, the definition for viral used to be more engagement than you got previously.
Mhm.
So if you this is your first time getting 10,000 views, then that was your viral. And then you beat that 10,000, that was your viral. Now is they put a number on it. They
You have to
put
put a number on it. Mhm. Yeah, there was like back in the day, it was viral for you and then viral. And it's like once you hit 200 comments, this for Meta. I don't know if it's for TikTok, LinkedIn, but
yeah.
definitely for Meta. Once you hit 200 comments, they will push that out because they assume this is good, which helped me because I'm like, I'm getting 20 comments and I'm like, how come it's not getting pushed? Because they like, you need to add another zero on it. Like, oh, got it.
That explains why my when I had Facebook, why I used to go viral because I used to get so many comments and I used to post things. I used to post sermons that people I knew people were gonna piss them off or I knew they was gonna challenge them or they wouldn't agree with.
Exactly.
And those are the things
That's it. And
that
if
go.
you're okay with getting those bad comments, like I think a lot of us are focused on being liked because when we see the comments, we want to feel good. But if you want to go viral, post the polarizing stuff that's going to make people go, "This is foolishness."
Yeah. I heard this apostle say that what he does is he'll come on live, when he's called at like maybe once a month, twice a month, but he never reads the comments. He'll say in his videos like, if you guys have anything bad to say about me, I don't care because I'm not going to read it anyways. I think we got to have that mindset of like, these are random people on the internet. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of times they're behind these fake pages or these fake accounts and they don't allow one comment because we'll get 1,000 positive comments and that one will just send us on a spiral instead of us just deleting that one comment and just moving on. These people don't know you. So yeah,
I don't delete them. I like them now. Because like if you leave a bad comment on my post, I'm unbothered because I already know that social media counts it as engagement. So I'm like,
exactly.
the more bad comments you leave, the more other people will come and show up. So
Exactly.
yeah, I just leave it. Like when I go live on TikTok, not now, but back in the day, I would go live on TikTok, and sometimes I'll get someone who comes in and they just start writing the nastiest things ever, and then my audience is like, "Why are you attacking her? Like, fall back." And I'm just looking at them like, "Yes, thank you for giving me the comments because now TikTok's pushing out my content." So
All
it's
right.
like there's no point. Back in the day, though, I used to get offended.
Yeah.
But honestly, it doesn't matter if it's positive or negative engagement. This is what people. Now, this is only for growing your following. This has nothing to do with sales. So
Right.
don't take what I'm saying to be like, star sales gonna make money. No, you're not. If you get 100 or 200 bad comments, they don't like you or what you're saying. So they're not gonna buy from you either. So the different strategy to get sales. But speaking of sales, not really, but speaking about money, right? I wanted to point this out about the artist. Her name is Mina. No, that's not her name. What is her name? Her name is Zania Monet, right? So speaking about Zania, right? I don't know how long she's posting on social media. I mean, posting and getting her downloads for. But what I will say is that she went from a nobody, and I'm just going to assume that she probably was working a regular schmegular 9 to 5, probably making 60, $70,000 a year, to a multimillionaire overnight because of her AI. Like, wealth may have felt like it was far away from her. And as soon as she started posting the AI content, it collapsed time. And so sometimes, and you know me, this is how I feel. You be telling me like, girl, don't focus on the timing. Sometimes I feel like it's gonna take forever. But we're in a season where it can like God can fold time, and He's folding it, use leveraging AI, right? Like if she tried to go the old-fashioned way, where she had to get a manager, go on stages, write her own songs, that would be.
Yeah.
But now she's a multi-millionaire. Could you imagine? She probably walked into her office the next day like, I quit.
So I don't know too much about her, but from what I did hear is that the lady, the actual lady, because that girl is the avatars, but the actual lady is like a writer. So you know what I mean? She probably was giving her own words and just getting somebody else to sing it. That's kind of the same like as ghostwriting.
Yep.
That's why I don't understand why some of those artists are getting offended, because I'm like, a lot of y'all don't write your own songs. Y'all have somebody writing for you, and you don't know they might be using AI.
Mhm.
Timberland uses AI. He talked about it. He got some flack about it when he first
Like,
was talking about it. But now this is the future.
yeah, it's
And
true.
I said, if I see him live, I'm getting on his live and I'm gonna play him a song that I made in AI.
There you go. That part right there. And we can't even say this is the future anymore because it's not the future.
It's the
It's
future
now.
now. Yeah,
AI is now. So
yeah,
those of you who are like, the future was early this year, but we are in AI generation. And it's like either you're going to use it to generate wealth or you're going to use it and fall behind. And I know, like,
yeah.
even for me, I was resisting it a little bit. Like in 2023, I was resisting it. But as 2025 hit, and I realized I talk about AI quite often, I use it quite often. I mean, I'm moving back and forth between things, and how it's just made my life so much easier. I'm like, I might as well just leverage this thing. And there's so many tools out there. Like, there's an AI app for that. For whatever it is that you need, there is an AI app for that.
Absolutely. I had a thought about that woman, but it kind of escaped me.
It'll come
It'll
back to
come
you.
back. Yeah.
Do you want to share what the prompt that they can use if they plan on using Suno AI?
Sure. I'll get one. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. So for those of you who either you want to create your own music, you want to write music for someone else, or you just want to do some lo-fi, um, Kwanda's going to share a prompt with you that you can use. Some of you are watching this episode and you're like, what does this have to do with me? Well, maybe Suno is not for you, okay? It don't always have to be about you. But this is for those of you who you want a creative way to be able to release your music or release someone else's music, or you just want to try something different, you just want to have fun. This will help as well. And you might as well make money while you're having fun.
Exactly. Just give me 2 seconds. I have to pull it up. I had one that I did for a video the other day,
Mm-hmm.
and
You're waiting for it to pop up.
yeah,
Yeah, those of you who are watching right now, I did ask in a chat, what are your thoughts? Are you mad that the AI artist has a record deal? I would love to hear from you if you can write in the chat and let us know what you are thinking. And then I could go ahead and read some of it out loud. But like me and Kwanda, we've been sharing our thoughts for the last 50 minutes, and it'll be good to hear from all of you as well, because we don't dominate this, but it'd be good to
exactly.
hear what you all have to say.
Okay. Of course, my computer wants to freeze up.
Yeah, girl. I feel like it's all that AI stuff
It
because,
is, and that's another thing. Technology will go up and down. It'll be good some days and
yep.
not work the other.
I feel like my ChatGPT is forever on sick leave. It is always running slow. It's always loading something, and it's annoying. Very frustrating too. No rush though. You don't have to rush.
I'm just gonna generate a new one because it's like not going to the chat. So I'm just
Oh, okay. Watch like once we get off of this. That's when
right.
it.
It's gonna come up.
Mhm. Okay, Malika says, "Who receives the money when the AI song makes money? The girl does."
She does, because when you upload your music to whatever
Spotify.
platform of choice. Yeah. They'll ask you who is the songwriter, right? They'll ask you who put all that stuff together, and you just put your stuff. So here is a prompt that you can use in ChatGPT that you would bring over into to Suno. You would say, act as an artist development coach, create an empowering or whatever you decide, whatever type of music, create that type of music that feels, if you want motivational, if you want more of hip hop, for an independent artist finding their voice. And then you say, guide the listener through growth, overcoming fears. So this is more tailored to it. You're going to have to input your stuff. I'm just giving you one that you could use if you're more into like R&B, upbeat, motivational, right? Stepping into greatness with a catchy hook, make the vibe confident yet encouraging, something an artist could listen to before a big show or a studio session. Make it a female vocalist, smooth but powerful delivery, mid-tempo beat with warm bass and piano chords and a modern drum groove. So that's just an example. You can literally, but the point is to go into something like ChatGPT or Claude or whatever your platform of choice, and say, act as an artist development coach. That's the part that you need. And then you want to break down the type of person that you're trying to create. Are you trying to create R&B? You're trying to create inspirational pop, hip hop, right? And then in ChatGPT, you could throw in some of those voices. I want it to be gritty like a DMX. I want it to be gritty like a 50 Cent, right? That so it can help you shape out the person. When you're using ChatGPT, it'll develop a persona for you, right? It'll give you a prompt if you ask it where you can go and create the image of how you want that person to look in like a Mid Journey or in Google's Gemini, right? And then you would ask it, what type of songs do you want to create? Do you want something slow? Do you want something fast, a club hit, whatever? And you go in there, you ask that, and you say, hey, I'm going to use SUNO AI. Based on what you know about SUNO AI, what would be the best prompt for this type of artist? So it's all about what you're putting in there. That's all.
I love that. So I put like the basis inside the chat if y'all want to copy and paste it. If I remember, I'll put it in the description as well. Sorry, y'all. I'll be forgetting in the description.
Yeah, if I could, if I find the original one, I will definitely throw it in the chat. Like it's just right now, I don't know. Let's
The
go.
most important thing is being specific.
Yeah,
I know some of you started writing, and then the more Quanda spoke, y'all were like, "What?" Right? Because we can't give you the exact. We could, right? But you're also creating your own. So every time we do these lives, right? We always share an AI prompt, and the prompt is always super specific. Because if you want to get a specific result, you have to be super specific. It's just like when you're praying to God, and people be like, you want to be specific when you're praying. So you want to do that with AI as well. Because we talked about this in the very first episode that we did. Quanda talked about it. But if you're not specific with what you're asked, then AI is going to fill in the blanks. And you don't
absolutely.
want it to fill in the blanks because, oh my goodness, sometimes it'd be exaggerated. I'm like, where you get this from?
And that's goes back to learning and understanding how to prompt. That's why I said, she generated these songs that people could relate to, but we don't know how many times she went into chat and she's like, that's not good enough, or it needs more. But she knows music, or she knows how to write. If she's a poet or whatever, a writer or whatever, she understands that, but she also understands this is how you prompt. And that's why she's one of the trailblazers, I guess, for an African American woman or African American in general with this AI. But she can now teach these executives, this is what you're going to need for the now. Music is changing, right? Normally it was based off of who's popular and who's doing this and who's getting the most radio plays. Now songs are going, TikTok set the trend for these music. They've been playing music on Instagram and Facebook, but TikTok really got the music popping. Like that's how you know these trendy songs. That's how you know like what's happening. A lot of songs I don't know more than 30 seconds. I know what TikTok plays, and that's the extent of it. And then you'll be like, oh wow, this is a whole song. But that I hear it was trending on TikTok, and I'm like, oh, it sounds like a catchy beat. I didn't get that when I was using Meta because they didn't have all the licenses and all of that type of stuff. They would flag you for everything. Over there, they will set the tone where you can go find the song and add that thing to your video. So they were definitely trailblazers when it came to music. And that's why a lot of music artists during the pandemic were adapting to TikTok, because They didn't have to worry about being flagged. They can birth their own music. Oh, that's what I was gonna say about this woman is she didn't have to she I don't think she was necessarily looking to break in that industry. She was found something that worked and was serving a community and the doors open for her. That was my thought on her.
Oh, that was so good. She wasn't even looking to be a trailblazer. She found something that worked, was serving that community, and then the door opened for her. Sometimes, just don't mean I say sometimes, when you operate in your gift and your gift is to serve other people, God will always open a door so that you can do it on a bigger scale. It starts with that discipline and that desire, right? So, so you can get to them dollars. That was a good one. That was good. I'm pat myself on the back.
I found the prompt. I'm
Oh,
gonna
good.
do it. It's very, very long though. So well maybe we'll put it in the description or
Yeah, we can put it in the description, and we might want to. What I would do is run it through chat one more time. Oh, okay,
yeah, that's
okay,
too
yeah, it
long.
broke up into yeah,
Okay, so let me just get it to simplify this.
yeah. Well, I
Because
was
this
gonna say just ask chat to turn it into a format because they don't need your exact words. They just need because they're gonna need to adjust it anyway.
yeah, so we'll do that. See y'all, I was trying to figure it out and I got it.
I love it. To your point about Meta, oh my goodness, Meta is so funny to me. But them not getting the licenses. When I was growing up, we learned that you can use music, like any type of music that you want to, as long as it's for like educational purposes. It's called fair use.
Yes.
I used to get so mad at Meta when they're like, "We don't have the license for this." We don't have like, and I'm like, "There's such thing as fair use. You're flagging this, but I have the right to use this, right?" And I till this day, I think they haven't figured it out. And I'm just like, y'all are silly. I think they got tired of getting like sued or something by artists, but it's like literally all you had to do was fight back with a it's fair use. Nothing we can do about it. But hey, TikTok figured it out. So
Okay. This is a little bit shorter.
yeah,
Let's see if I can put this in the chat.
that's probably
And
what we should do moving forward. Like we can read the full one, but then we just give them like the formatted version or whatever.
yeah. So this is like similar to the one that I said. That's still long, huh?
Still long, yeah.
Let me get it. But that is similar to the one that I read, but mine had like the actual type of music and all of that. Let me do shorter.
I think this is good for description though.
Okay.
Let me see if I can edit the script. Oh, I can edit description right now.
Okay.
Actually. Okay, that's pretty cool.
So we'll have the prompt in the description for you guys.
But can you send it to me private?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I can do that. All right. So yeah, I think we're good. Do you have anything else you want to share before we go into wrap up?
No, I think this was a great conversation. I'm glad that we are continue to talk about AI. I think that puts us in the tech space, so to speak.
Mhm. Awesome. Do you want to talk about your boot camp?
Yeah, so October 6th, I am having a 6-week marketing boot camp. In 6 weeks, I'm going to show you how to make consistent 6K a month. We talk about target audience, we talk about mindset, we talk about building a funnel using traffic from your social media, getting people on your email list. So if you are somebody and you've been struggling with marketing, it's time that you get with a coach. And so for 6 weeks, I am going to be your coach. I have had great success stories from people who joined the boot camp. This is the last boot camp of the year. So if you are really needing to get the boost for the holiday season, we're getting ready to go into that holiday season, and you want to make sure you're starting to get those sales, join in. One of my students previously, she joined, she made the investment, and then within 2 weeks, she made $2,000 back. So she made her money back. I had another student who they had 40 something podcast episodes just sitting in Dropbox or sitting in their Google Drive, wasn't doing anything with it. She connected with me. She got her mindset shift. She was from Ireland. And now her podcast is on Spotify. Her podcast is on YouTube. And not only that, because she has so many episodes, she has months worth of content. All she had to do was go in Canva and get these little segments out there. And so now she's set to go. Plus, she created a digital product to go for her audience. So sometimes you just got to be in the right room. You got to get with the right coach. You have to be coachable. I'm going to say that one more time. You have to be coachable, y'all. So, if you're somebody you're interested and you're ready to stop playing games, and you're like, I got to get serious with this marketing, definitely connect with me. we'll throw it in the chat, or it's in the chat already. And I would love to help you. It's great for authors because I see a lot of authors have been commenting on my post saying, you make it sound simple about just posting on Amazon. And I'm like, I never said that. I say it's easy to get on Amazon, but you got to know marketing to get people. People are not just going to find you. So if you're somebody, an author, a life coach, and you're not hitting those numbers yet, I would love to help you.
I love that. And so the link is in the chat so that you can get access to it. It is also going to be in the description so that you can get access to it. And then for me, we're hosting our AI Content to Cash Challenge, which is taking place on October 6th. It is a 5-day challenge where we show you how to create content that sells in 5 days or less. Our goal is to show you how to use AI tools in order for you to do that. Right. So we show you which AI tools you can use in order to create content faster so that you're actually reaching your audience. And this challenge is for business owners, service providers, and coaches where you're currently getting sales through word of mouth and referrals, and it's good, but you want to know how you can take that to the next level by utilizing video marketing and social media marketing to create a deep connection with your audience, be able to grow your following, and then convert those followers into customers. That's what we show you. So that now you're not always just going to networking events and trying to come home with 5 people and maybe only one person converts. We show you how to convert on a larger scale by putting out video content without running ads that's going to help you to attract your tribe and then convert those people into customers. That's what the AI Content to Cash Challenge is all about. If you are one of the first 5 people to sign up for the VIP experience, you will also get access to our AI Content Generator Pro. The AI Content Generator Pro is for the business owners where you tell yourself, I'm going to post content today. And next, 3 months pass and you haven't posted. Why? Because you ran out of content ideas. You didn't know what to say in your videos to get your audience to buy, and you didn't know what videos to post to get your audience to follow you. The AI Content Generator Pro does all of that for you. It generates the content ideas, it writes your video scripts, it writes your hooks, your headlines, and your captions so that you don't have to try to do it on your own. And all you have to do is head to the website that is being displayed on the screen right now, content to cash challenge.com/VIP to join us in the VIP experience. We also have another level, which is the Diamond Experience. And the Diamond Experience is really for those business owners where you value exclusivity. You don't just want to be in a room, but you want special attention. You want to be able to get that one-on-one coaching. You want to be able to ask your questions and be the first to ask your questions. You really want to get that special attention. Why? Because you deserve it. You worked really hard. You built your business to 6 figures already. Some of you, multiple 6 figures. You're already at $250,000, $500,000 in revenue in your business, and you want special attention. And so we give that to you when you sign up for the Diamond Experience. You just head to content2cashchallenge.com, select the second button, which says Diamond Experience, sign up. I will send you a 30-minute content, I'm blanking on name, a 30-minute elite content strategy session with me that can start as early as tomorrow when you sign up for Diamond Experience. When you sign up for VIP, we see you in the challenge on October 6th. But Diamond Experience members, because you value exclusivity, you get access as early as tomorrow.
Anything else? I think we can wrap it up for today.
Yeah,
Huh?
I think we did good. This was a good episode. I liked it. So we'll be back again next Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern. And our goal for this show really is to talk about AI, how you can become a trailblazer in it and really make money by using AI. Like that's our plans for you. And hopefully that's your plans for yourself too.
Yeah, and just let us know, especially if you're watching the replay. Let us know if you have any questions, anything that we can bring to the show to make it a little bit more entertaining or better. If you have friends that are into AI, bring your homegirls. This is like a chill vibe. Star is the more professional one. I'm more laid back, like coming here a little the ghetto professional one, I guess you can call me. But we have a good time here, and we're both knowledgeable about these things that we come on here and share. So super excited to be doing this with you. This is a great thing. God definitely did his big one in this connection with us, and it's almost like you find your twin.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Oh, I'm grateful, very, very grateful for this. Like, and we get to have fun. That's why
Yes,
every time we're like, "Do you want to do it today?" I'm like, "Yeah," because this one is fun. If I had to do it solo, I'm like, "No, I'm not doing that."
right.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a great day.